Welcome back. We are in the kitchen with Chef Elizabeth Barrick because tomorrow is Father's Day. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. It's Father's Day. This is something that my husband has been requesting for 15 years.
You can't go wrong with it, right?
Biscuits and gravy. Yum.
Biscuits and gravy. So homemade biscuits, homemade gravy, but it's so easy. We were just talking about this. It's so easy to pull together.
Especially if you don't make the biscuits.
Yes.
You just buy store-bought.
I was going to say, yeah, this seems elaborate to me. Okay, so how do we start?
Okay, so we are just using a regular breakfast sausage. Okay, and I'm browning that in a pan. And once those get brown and caramelized, or while they are browning, remember brown equals
delicious.
Flavor. Yes, so gray, no bueno. We don't want gray meat. We want brown, delicious, caramelized meat. You're gonna add just a pinch of garlic powder, a pinch of salt, and I like a little heat. I like a little kick.
A little something, something.
Little something, something. So I add a little bit of red pepper flakes.
Okay, so you've already done that.
I've already done that, and so it's going to caramelize. So I like using this little separator here.
Yeah, that's nifty.
It's a great tool.
It is, I love it. Okay, so then, Caroline, what we're gonna do is you're going to add the flour.
Okay.
So we are creating a roux here, okay? So you're gonna add in the flour, it's
kinda
2/3 evenly, and we want that flour to become brown.
Okay.
If you add milk in to white flour, it's going to taste like flour. You don't want your gravy to taste like flour.
No.
So essentially your job right now is to cook this flour.
Okay.
So you're gonna stir it, coat all of the sausage in that flour. So let's talk biscuits.
Yum.
All right.
I'm here for this.
Okay. All right, so Eric, you're on biscuit duty. Right here we have flour. That's all right.
Blew off the pan a little bit.
We've got flour, and you're gonna add sugar. I've got 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 2 tablespoons of baking powder. Go ahead and whisk that together. It's important to whisk everything together before we add our fat in, and the reason why is because we don't wanna get a clump of sugar or a clump of salt in that. Okay, and then once you have done that, we are going to add in our fat. So this is vegetable shortening, and I've got 2/3 there. You're gonna go ahead and add all of that in, and I'm just gonna add this back in there.
Yeah, oops.
You're good.
You know I like to color outside the lines a little bit.
Hey, you're good. I'm used to that. I'm a kindergarten teacher. Okay, so yes, you're going to use a pastry cutter to cut the fat into the flour. So it's going to resemble small peas. You hear that a lot when you're cooking, when you're making any type of dough or pie crust. And so what they mean by that is it's the size of peas. The flour and the fat is going to incorporate so that it is the size of peas. The whole bowl isn't going to be looking like a bowl of peas.
Okay.
It's just a majority of it has come together.
If you don't have a cutter,
you can use a fork. That's a great question.
There you go.
Yes, you can use a fork. I did for many years. Once you have done that, and so that usually takes about 4 minutes or so.
What if I do it really fast? Maybe 2.
Come on, Eric.
Let's go. And then you're going to kind of make a well and then gradually add milk and kind of stir in that milk and incorporate it.
Well, we got a little time. So
Yeah, you're fine. And I can talk about rolling out here.
Okay.
Okay, so then I roll out my dough onto the board. Make sure you have a nice floured surface and that you've floured your rolling pin. I roll the dough out into about 1 inch, 1.5 inch thickness. Now, it's important not to overwork your dough. If you're overworking your dough, this is not a dough that you're kneading. If you knead your dough, it's gonna become tough and you're not gonna have nice and fluffy biscuits, nice airy biscuits.
You need those little like pockets of fat, right?
Absolutely, because those pockets of fat that you're doing a great job incorporating, they are going to melt and leave a little hollow bubble in those biscuits. So good. So then you take your cutter, your biscuit cutter. If you don't have a biscuit cutter, like my friend Natalie just bought this for me, but I've used a cup for many years.
I was going to say
anything circular, right?
Yes, anything circular. And they say stick it straight down. You don't need to twist because if you twist, you're creating a seal. And so it's prohibiting your biscuit from rising as much. So just straight down and up.
What if you used like a star-shaped cookie cutter? Would that work?
That would be so cute, Caroline. I love it. Okay, how are you doing here, Caroline?
I think well.
It looks good.
Okay.
Very nice. Okay, so now we obviously would not want to eat it this way, but we are now going to add our milk to the pan, okay? So go ahead and gently add that milk in. Okay, stop right there. Now we're gonna incorporate this. So we use about 3 to 4 cups of milk. It just depends on your desired consistency, or
Okay.
what you like and what you prefer. I can feel on the bottom of this just a little, some of those bits. I want those bits. So what I'm gonna do is work on scraping up all of these bits from the bottom of the pan.
Gotta get that flavor.
That's right, the flavor, for 2 reasons. We want the flavor in our gravy, but also we don't want those bits to burn on the bottom, right?
We have about a minute and a half left, so eventually that milk's going to dissipate, right?
It does, and so that reserved cup of milk, kind of add it a little more if you need it. Okay, so it is tasting time.
I was hoping it was.
Yes, and then Eric, there's one right there. Those are nice and warm.
All right.
There you go, and then let me serve you some gravy here. So are you a splitter? Yes, we're splitters in our family
split
too.
it, yes. What's the alternative? I mean, how else do you eat
Just
it?
put the biscuit whole.
Yes, which is
And
what
just put
I
it
did.
on top of it?
Yes, that's what I did on my Instagram page yesterday because it's a little more, you know, Insta-worthy.
Eric, I'm going to watch how you navigate trying this on television.
A fork.
A fork. Okay.
A fork and get right into it. I like to serve this with scrambled eggs. I like to have a fruit salad on the side. It's a stick to your ribs kind of dish.
I like to add the gravy to a burrito. Breakfast
Oh,
burrito
stop it,
with
Eric.
some scrambled
I have never
eggs.
tried that. Yum.
Leftover tater tots.
Oh my word.
Yum.
Crisp them back up in the air fryer. And then, cheese.
Wow, delicious. Eric, are you going to be cooking on Father's Day or are you going to get a break?
Probably, because I really enjoy
enjoy it,
I
okay.
enjoy cooking.
Okay.
It's my little happy place.
All right, Chef Elizabeth, thanks for joining us. We have your Instagram, TikTok, email, all there. You're doing all kinds of videos. You just launched a YouTube channel as well.
I did. I just launched my YouTube channel. Right now, it's got kids crafts on it. It's
all right.
Elizabeth Barrick at La Cozy Casita on YouTube. I also have some
Awesome.
cooking videos there as well.
Okay, thanks.
By the way, mine doesn't taste this good.
We'll be right back.
But not.